Why don't we pull the trolley lever? The omission bias, explained. The omission bias occurs because we overgeneralize the belief that actions cause more harm than omissions. Additionally, when we act and cause negative outcomes, we view that as a greater loss than when we fail to act and cause negative outcomes. Example 1. How the omission bias influences the case for anti-vaccination. A study by David Ash and colleagues found that parents who refused to vaccinate their children for pertussis showed the omission bias. These parents saw not vaccinating as the safer option even though the probability of harms were greater than if they were to vaccinate. Example 2. How the omission bias impacts professional sports. Toby Moskowitz and L. John Wertheim report that professional sports referees tend to avoid making game-altering calls due to the omission bias. In baseball, this manifests in umpires avoiding calling a fourth ball. In basketball, the omission bias causes referees to avoid calling fouls towards the end of tight games. We can reflect on how the omission bias skews our perception and actions. We can remind ourselves to consider the consequences of our omissions. Also, we can learn to harness our omission bias through changes in framing. The omission bias refers to our tendency to view harmful inactions as more morally sound than harmful actions.